Hey everybody, this is Phil and welcome to Hope Frontier. So make sure that you subscribe and you share this with your friends so they can experience the hope for their new frontier as well. So today we're talking about Solomon, one of the most important figures in the Old Testament, and he was the most influential king of his time. But the problem was that even though God gave him a big future and the biggest kingdom that Israel ever had, he ended up crumbling it and making it divided by his lifestyle and his actions. So let me tell you, God has a big future for you, and he doesn't want you to face that same difficulty and same problem that Solomon faced. So, what can we do and how can we get there? Now, the first thing you have to understand is that God can actually do something in your life. Now, no matter where you are today, no matter how far you want to go in your life, or no matter how small you think you are, you have to understand that God can actually do something for you here and now. He wants to take you step by step into your biggest future so that you can experience joy all along the way. Now, when we look at Solomon, we have to see what did he actually do to have God actually help him and speak to him so he could reach that level for Israel. Now, Solomon knew that the first thing he had to do was come to God for wisdom and help, and then use whatever God gave him so that he could impact and use that gift that God gave him well. It says this in 1 Kings 3:12 through 13. It says, God said, I will give you what you asked for. I will give you a wise and understanding heart such as no one else has had or ever will have. So that was the first thing he asked for, right? Give me wisdom. And I'll also give you what you did not ask for, riches and fame. No other king in all the world will be compared to you for the rest of your life. So, Solomon came to God first saying, give me wisdom in my situation. And then whatever God gave him, he was able to use that for God's glory. Now, also with Solomon, he had to realize that he needed to learn to wait to receive the goodness of God. Solomon was about 40 years old when he became king of Israel. That's right, 40 years old. So that means from his birth, he waited patiently, knowing that in his timing, God was going to give him what he put in his heart. And even before he became king, he was a co-regent for 2 years as a transition from David went to him. So it was a lot of time he had to learn to wait patiently and joyfully, because if we don't learn how to wait joyfully, then we're not able to receive what God has for us. It says this in Ecclesiastes 3 verses 11. It says, yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the hearts of man, but even so people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. So, for you and for me, we need to learn to wait because we can't see the future. We don't know when God's time is going to happen. So why should we be living a life that's full of anxiousness and stress? God wants you to be happy today. He wants you to have joy now so that you can enjoy the process of your life. And this is what Ecclesiastes 3:12 says, the very next verse. So I've concluded there's nothing better than to be happy and enjoy ourselves as long as we can. Now it's not living recklessly, that's still following the wisdom of God, okay? And people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these are gifts from God. So, let me tell you today, God has something big for you, and when we can learn to wait and seek Him first, we're actually able to enjoy life so much more than ever before. So let me encourage you, keep holding on because God has something good for you.